Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to today's Esoteric Influences for. Actually, I'm going to do it for both Friday and Saturday. So for the 28th and 29th of August, 2020, because I want to try and get this up on Pinterest, I'm going to go through this somewhat quickly here. Um, since it's going to be kind of like twice as long. So hopefully I'll be able to post it over there too. I don't know. We'll see. But today, being the 28th, we have a one energy. We're going to express unity with others today. Offer support and assistance if you can, but do so safely. Allow new perceptions to take hold that support a new direction. Remember, we had endings yesterday and beginnings today. So that was our Degas moment, really. If you have a life path of one, it describes a uniquely talented individual who's motivated to succeed and has an independent nature. Now, for tomorrow, we're looking at an 11 energy, so a master number 11. We're talking awakening and enlightenment. In this 22 year, we have an 8, which is the spiritual warrior within. We have 11, which is the master number for enlightenment and awakening and awareness and all of that, humanitarianism and all of that. Uh, uh, with the 22 year, where it's the cosmic builders, so lots of profound things can happen on Saturday with this energy. So a master number day, the 11 energy promises illumination and awakening. Be aware of synchronicities and the messages they bring, and seek a higher perspective. And again, if you have a life path of 11, it describes someone who is sensitive to the spiritual energies of life. Now, both runes, we're looking at Yura for today, for Friday. That's Kenaz, outward and inward. So the light of spirit moving through everything. I use it in a garden vine rune, which again, I forgot to bring in here. Gosh, I meant to do that. I meant to grab it because I had them out. I've been adding the Olympic spirits in rune form, or in actual altar tile form, to the magical correspondences the magical forecast for the day on the blog and over on Patreon. And I had it right there, and I did not grab it. So I'm going to try and remember to do that on Monday, so that you see what I'm talking about. Because I always talk about the garden vine rune that has Ingus and Yura and all that in it. But anyway, Yura is an earth element rune. It means transformation, balance, give and take, cycles, herbalism, gardening, unfolding awareness. So you can kind of see as it goes from here down to here, you can kind of see the energy unfolding. And so when we talk about that, we're talking about unfolding spiritual awareness. It also means year, that's the key word for it, and fertility. So for today, we're going to safely engage with others in shared purpose, offer assistance where needed, but again, do so while following all safety protocols. Although we're still dealing with issues surrounding the pandemic, find a rhythm or alignment today that fosters awareness and truth. And then we go on to Rado for Saturday. Rado is the soul journey. It's partnership, it's process over goal, harmonious movement, integration, rhythm, cycles, justice. We see Vunyo in it. We see Laguz in it, Isa. Also, well, I guess we have 1, 2, 3. We have Kenaz really 3 times in it. And so you're watching spiritual energy, basically the light of spirit or higher self, basically create that soul journey that we take, but we're doing it in alignment with others. Okay, think rider and horse, basically, and the rhythm that you get into if you ride horses. You know what I'm talking about. You can just barely touch if the horse knows you, if it's your horse, you ride it all the time, you eventually get to the point where the horse can just know by just a touch of the knee which way to go. The communication has been established and the rhythm's been established, and so that's the kind of energy we're talking about with Rado. So interactions with others today resonate, on Saturday anyway, resonate in shared purpose as we continue to navigate issues surrounding life in the pandemic. Remain on a healing path with others and be certain the decisions you make today are based on justice and not ego. Again, You know, we have to think in terms of our alignment with other people right now, particularly with the virus. You know, it's we're seeing explosions of it on college campuses. We're seeing it in schools. You know, and they're not talking about it as much. And I'm sure that's by design. You know, all you had to do was look at the number of people that were at the White House for something that violates the Hatch Act every which way from Sunday. Can't do what he did. That's illegal. But he did it. And very few people were in mass. There was a handful, maybe at the most, that I could pick out in the crowd. And they're all sitting together. So, you know, do we have another super spreader event last night? Well, we'll see. You know, a week, 2 weeks from now, we're going to start to see things, I'm afraid, because they didn't do any testing. They didn't do anything, apparently, according to one of the journalists that was there. She wasn't seeing any of that happening. So I don't know. uh, Friday's moon is in Capricorn. You may feel somewhat reserved today as you focus diligently on your work. That's Capricorn's influence. However, leave room for some creative or unconventional expression as well, and that's the moon trine Uranus. Uranus is the planet of unexpected stuff, and embrace the opportunity for growth if it presents itself. It doesn't mean that you can't approach it in a diligent way, but just be open to something like that happening today. Now tomorrow we're in Capricorn for most of the day until Aquarius at 5:37 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So over here on the West Coast in Oregon. As the moon travels into Aquarius in the late afternoon, and you may feel your solitary focus shift into a desire to share what you've learned with others. Guard against becoming impatient, however, with individuals who express themselves emotionally. That would be the moon square Mars. Aquarius and Mars and signs like that, they don't really. I mean, it's not that they don't. Well, I suppose Aquarius doesn't necessarily understand the emotions of other people, but a lot of it is that I think a lot of the time they just can't be bothered. They're very focused in their own direction and sometimes on the self, and so they don't necessarily. It's not that they're anti-emotion. It's just maybe it's just not in where they're putting their focus, and so it's kind of confusing for them. But in any event, just remember that. From the human design aspect of all of this, the readings that we do here, I really, really love that. It can be about the individual, but all too often it's about the greater society or the greater community. It's to me, it's just really big energy, foundational types of energies, maybe even more so than the way, some of this is. I don't know though. It could be the inclusion of the I Ching in it. That could be a lot of it right there. There's just something, if you've never studied it, I would encourage you to do so. It's really fascinating, and it really gets down to who we are, really, I think, in a way that's just really, really profound. But Friday, today, the channel of community joins awareness and openness, just for today though. Signaling an alignment with the group or the greater consciousness as we recuperate from all the alarm and stress that's been experienced over the past few weeks. It's not been easy, right? Harmony with others must now be the focus in order that success is achieved, irrespective of any confusion that might remain. Understand that although progress will unfold in stages, a successful end is in sight. And that's important. It can be, you can feel like, oh no, let's act, and realistically, we need to let the process unfold. In other words, there's still harmony that needs to develop here. I know that it feels like everybody's going in the same direction, but that's not exactly so. And I think that we have to allow cause and effect to happen for some of these folks that are still confused about what needs to happen now. On Saturday, be resolute in your actions and be vigilant in your discernment of what others have to offer to the process, so that all accept their individual responsibility toward the shared path. If called to a leadership position today, manifest that role with integrity and resolve as you balance a pragmatic approach with the humanitarian within. Encourage others to avoid negative thinking and exercise restraint so that important details are not overlooked. So again, there's a process that's unfolding toward a particular goal, and we have to maintain that. Everybody's got to do their part, and hopefully a leader, if that's you, will be called to task on Saturday to maybe help everybody understand what that process is supposed to be. So in any event, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching this week, and I probably will not do this on Sunday, and just go ahead though and watch for all of this to be written up over over at Stepping Aside, my blog at imsteppingaside.com. It's I do a write-up which also includes a geomancy rune and a tarot card for the day. These are the next 2 days. This will be today's, and this will be Saturday. So we're talking about the King of Vessels or Cups today, or the Knight of Arrows, or that'd be the Knight of Swords for Saturday. And then I'll also do a geomancy rune and add that in as well. So it's a little bit more extended. So check for that on the blog. That's going to go up today and also tomorrow. And then also Sundays, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, do that if you'd like to do that. And you can get the week in your inbox on Sunday. And so look for that. Then also Sunday's Esoteric Influences will go up on the blog, and I won't do a video for that either. I'm just going to take the weekends off. So anyway, this is uploading these in HD is evidently taking up some of my bandwidth and all the amount of internet time I can have for the month. So I went over this time. So we're going to see what we can do to manage that a little bit better. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you on Monday. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Be good to yourself. Be good to one another's. Wear a mask around people wherever you are, inside or out, and blessed be.